Hey everybody, good morning and welcome back to Blu-Roy Movies. Now, as you know, in previous videos I've said that we're going away this weekend and I wasn't going to do my weekly watches till the week after when I got back, but you know what, I've watched a few things, so I thought I'd quickly do it now before we go away and just talk about a few of the things I've been watching. So without further ado, let's crack on with it. First up, I watched one that James kindly sent me. Bruce Willis film I'd never seen before, Striking Distance. Now this was quite a good fun time. Not only had I not seen it before, to be honest I don't think I'd even heard of it. So one that's totally passed over my radar. And yeah, good fun. This is all about Bruce, who plays a washed up alcoholic cop. Yeah, where have you heard that before? Bruce is a bit typecast here. His father was also on the force and he gets murdered and the crime is solved, but Bruce knows he's got the wrong person and he believes it's a copper that's going around killing everybody. And Bruce, he sort of sidetracked into the river police to get him out of the way. And a really good fun action film, as the Bruce ones normally are. And some great car chases and a good cast in it. Tom Sizemore, Tom Ferrino, is it? He always plays sort of like usually a mafia boss type. I know I've got his name wrong there, and it's going to annoy me. But he was Bruce's uncle in there. He was also a policeman, and Bruce is at loggerheads with the force all the time because he knows this killer who's going around killing everybody's a cop, but they won't believe him and reckon the guy they've got there is the man who did it. But yeah, good action film. Really enjoyed that, and thanks again, James, for sending me that over. Next up was Tom Selleck and An Innocent Man. And again, this was a decent little thriller type action film. This is about Tom Selleck's character. Two corrupt cops. They're on a drugs bust, but what these cops are doing, when they go to the busts, they are taking most of the drugs themselves and they're selling it onto the local crime syndicate. But they get Tom's house by mistake because his house is a very similar street name to where they should be going. And they're going, Tom comes out of the shower and he's showering his hair and they think he's got a gun and they shoot him for leave him for dead. And then they plant the drugs in his house, in Tom's house, and they frame him basically, and he goes to prison. And this is about him getting his revenge. A decent prison film, but the only thing, like, the prison bit was the best bit, but didn't last too long. But yeah, good revenge film, a film I ain't seen before, a worthy addition to my collection. That's An Innocent Man with Tom Selleck, and obviously his rock in the super stash. How do you think I'd look with a super stash? I don't think I'd look like Tom Selleck. I think I'd look more like Alf Garnett. There you go. Next up was Stone Cold Steve Austin and Damaged. Another sort of prison film where Stone Cold Steve Austin comes out of prison and he makes his way in the bare knuckle fighting world to try and raise some money to help out one of his friends. And yeah, this one wasn't too good. Now, when I was younger, well, when my son was younger, when he was a little boy, we used to watch the wrestling a bit because he used to like it. And Stone Cold Steve Austin, he was always this big bombastic figure and centre of attention and such a big character. And I don't know what happened to him, because in this film he's dull and he's boring and he's really got the reins on him. You go to watch Stone Cold Steve, you want him to open up the tin of whoop-ass or whatever it was. Yeah, it weren't the best film in the world. It was watchable. Walton Goggins was in it. Was the best part. I think Walton Goggins steals most things he's in. He's a real favourite actor of mine. Yeah, one to avoid. I won't be keeping this in the collection. I'll be moving it on, probably giving it to charity because it's not really worthy of a shelf space, to be honest. Got far more worthier things than that. Yeah, Damage was Stone Cold Steve Austin. Next up, from my Conjuring Universe box set, which I'm really glad I've got this, really good box set. I've digged into this and rewatched the first Conjuring. Now, I really like the Conjuring films. I really like the story of the Warrens, and I've delved into their real story, which quite interests me and makes me think. And I just like these sort of exorcism type films because they scare me, to be honest. I mean, I know with vampires and werewolves and stuff like that, it's not true and it's Hollywood and it's just a story, but with these demonic tales, I'm not too sure. I think there might be something in it because a lot of them are based on true stories. And as I say, if you go into the documentary of these two, it's quite disturbing. So it's one that, yeah, I was a bit shook up after I watched them. Everybody's seen The Conjuring, but really great. I think James Wan is really good at these films, and yeah, one that I really enjoyed. I'm going to dig my way further through that box set now. Next up, from 1932, and one that Sammy was talking about on his channel when he did his BFI listings, and mine's a Eureka copy of Vampire from Carl Theodor Dreyer. 1932, early talkie. In fact, it's almost a silent film. There's not a lot of dialogue, but atmospherically, this film's superb. It's about this chap who comes to stay in this village, and there's spooky things go on, and there's a vampire on the loose, and it's just the atmosphere and the dread and the creepy cinematography and the soundtrack just all comes together, and it really gets under your skin. For 1932, it really creeps you out. There's some great work of shadows and reverse shots and just awesome stuff. One I really like. If you get hold of a copy of Vampire, give it a watch because I think it's fantastic. Brilliant. Next up, from 1940, I think it was, Betty Davis, Charles Boyer and Barbara O'Neill in All This and Heaven Too. What a superb film this was. I really enjoyed this and might be the pick of the week. This is all about Betty Davis's character. She goes to Paris as a teacher to teach the kids, these 4 kids, 3 girls and a boy, of a Duke and Duchess in Paris. The Duke, played by Charles Boyer, who was really good, but the Duchess, she was fantastic, Barbara O'Neill. I don't think I've seen her or heard her name before, but she was absolutely wonderful in this, as this Duchess who, as Betty Davis started working to teach these kids and to generally look after them, the kids started to really love Betty Davis, and she got jealous, and she was such a horrible character. She was it was a character that really got under your skin, and she did such a great job. And she enters into a platonic friendship with the Duke, but everybody thinks they're having an affair, and it leads to murder and trial, and just a really good melodrama. So Betty Davis, she was a brilliant actress. I'm working my way through these box sets that I bought of her, and just what I've seen so far, absolutely wonderful. Yeah, I really enjoyed that, and as I say, probably the best film I've watched this week. Brilliant stuff. And last up, I watched a film that Carlos recommended to me, The Western Aficionado. If you're not subscribed to Carlos Eastwood for Life fans channel and you like your westerns, you're really missing out because he just knows everything about it. So I'll leave his links below so you can hit him up, but I'm sure you all know Carlos. He recommended me Death Rides a Horse, and I think he said it was in his top 10 spaghetti westerns. And so I went on eBay. There is a Blu-ray that's an import that's quite expensive, but for a couple of quid, literally, I grabbed the DVD and thought I'd give it a go. And yeah, I watched this yesterday, and Carlos wasn't wrong. This was a really good spaghetti western that I really enjoyed. Stars Lee Van Cleef, who just brilliant, wasn't he? He was just cool and the pinnacle, up there with Clint, I think, in these type of westerns. And John Philip Law, who, as an actor, I didn't really rate him, but he was okay, but he didn't enhance the story that much. This is about the two of them, Lee Van Cleef's character and Law's character. They're going after this gang of bandits that killed Law's family when he was a little boy, and they'd also, Lee Van Cleef used to be a member of the gang, and they'd set him up to take the fall and leave him in prison when things had gone wrong once. And yeah, just a great revenge story. Some good acting in it, apart from this guy. As I say, I thought he was a bit wooden, but Van Cleef is cool as ever. And stereotypical revenge film and western film shootout at the end. It says what it does on the tin, but really good fun. Yeah, one that I really enjoyed. Thank you, Carlos, for recommending that to me, and any more that you can tell me about, just please let me know, because I appreciate that. And spaghetti westerns is a genre I'm only just getting into. So that was it for a week. It will save me in a couple of weeks doing a double dose and bore you rigid for about 20-25 minutes. Nice short one. Like I said, going away tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you've liked what I've done today. Maybe think about subscribing. And I'll catch you all guys later. Au revoir.